When I'm fishing on a lake and the water temperature is real cool and the fishing's sort of tough, and what I mean by tough is it's actually hard to get a bite sometimes. My favorite way to catch them is throwing a young Mightee Worm. They come in 3 different sizes, a 4, 6 inch, and a 10. But I'll generally choose a 6 inch because I like that bait because of the design of the bait and how it's made. It actually wants to almost stand from head with tail up. And a lot of times that'll actually get those fish to really bite because the worm's going to have a lot more action than most type worms with a straight tail like that. But because of the unique design, it enables the bait to float up a little bit, tail up, and with very little movement of the rod tip, the worm's going to have a lot of tail action. And a lot of times, especially when it's cold and I don't have to move the bait very far to get a lot of action, it's going to help me catch a lot of fish. Another way that I'll fish this bait a lot of times is I'll actually put it on what we call a pumpkin head jig head. And what this allows it to do, because the bait will stand straight up, the head design, the head is actually sits down, and because of the buoyant tail on it, you can tell that the tail is a little bit larger. It's not real thin and narrow. The bait wants to sit on the bottom like this. And you can see with just barely me holding the bait and a little wind blowing on it, how it's got action in the tail. And in the water, it's 10 times that action. Because a lot of times them fish want a little bit of vibration when you're moving the bait. But to rig it on the pumpkin head jig, I actually screw it onto the screw lock, and then I'll take it and almost like I'm Texas rigging the bait, run the hook through, and then just pinch the plastic and pull it down. And it's extremely weedless, allowing me to fish it in any type of cover I want, whether it be rock, brush, or even real steep drops with a lot of cover on it. And I'll actually catch a lot of fish throwing the young Mightee Worm. And just make sure that when you're fishing, you've got a little bit of variety of colors, depending on the water clarity, whether it be a little stained or clear. And it'll help you catch a lot more fish. When I'm fishing a Carolina rig, I drag it real slow to get a bite. Because a lot of times, there's one. That's what it's about right there. Come here, fella. It's all about catching fish. And with the young Mightee Worm, when fishing's real tough, it's one of the best choices I can make.